The three treasures, and the one I deny myself. Tao Te Ching. Verse 67. The Taoist sages speak of the three treasures: simplicity, compassion, and humility. On paper, they sound like a serene path to walk. In practice, for me, they feel like a mountain I'm trying to climb with slick, bare feet. I have to admit, all three are difficult. Letting go of complexity, truly practicing humility without a hint of self-pity, these are lifelong lessons. But the hardest by far, the treasure that feels completely out of reach, is compassion. Not compassion for others, I can manage that. But compassion for myself. For myself, I have none. It's a stark realization. I can look at a friend's mistake and see their humanity. I can offer a stranger the benefit of the doubt. I can listen, understand, and forgive others with a heart that feels, if not boundless, then at least willing. But for the person I know best, the one whose every flaw, fear, and failure is documented in a brutal internal ledger, there is no such grace. I was thinking about it the other day, and a metaphor came to mind. You know how with other people, you might give them 3 strikes before they're out? You offer chance after chance, believing in their capacity to change, to do better. Well, I've struck out with myself. Somewhere along the line, the trial ended, the verdict was read, and the sentence was a perpetual quiet disdain. A mistake isn't just a mistake. It's proof of a fundamental inadequacy. A moment of need or weakness isn't human, it's a personal failure. This, I know, is the opposite of the Tao. How can I embody true compassion for the world if I refuse to offer it to the one person whose consciousness I inhabit every moment of my life? It's like trying to pour from a cup I've deliberately kept empty. The Tao Te Ching says, compassion is the greatest treasure. It doesn't say, compassion for everyone except you. This isn't a loophole, it's the very core of the challenge. I see now that my lack of self-compassion is a perverse form of pride. It assumes my sins are too unique to be forgiven, my failures too profound to be part of the shared human experience. In holding myself to an impossible standard, I've placed myself outside the natural flowing order of things, the very Tao I seek to follow. The humility to accept my own imperfect humanity may, ironically, be the key that unlocks the compassion I deny myself. The first act of grace. The challenge, then, is to allow ourselves back into the circle of humanity. If this self-condemnation is indeed a perverse pride, the remedy is a deliberate daily dose of humility and simplicity. Humility, in this context, is simply accepting the facts. I am fallible. I am a process, not a final product. This admission collapses the impossible standard I've been holding, the one that demands flawlessness, and replaces it with something achievable: participation. When the verdict of fundamental inadequacy next flashes across the internal screen, the practice is to override it with the simple, neutral recognition: I am human, and this is what humans do. The simplicity is in reducing the practice of compassion from a grand emotional journey to a small act of maintenance. It means closing the brutal internal ledger for new entries, just for today. It means choosing observation over condemnation in the micro moments of mistake. We can extend boundless compassion to a stranger because of their humanity. It is time to recognize that my humanity is the only constant, unchangeable truth in my life. And, therefore, it must be the foundation upon which any true, sustainable flow of grace is built. It isn't selfish to tend to the cup. It is necessary to pour. The Taoist path isn't about being perfect. It's about being present and aligned with the way things are. And the way things are is that we are all, beautifully and imperfectly, still climbing but now we can offer ourselves a steady hand on the ascent.